Hello and welcome. You're watching Tavuli News and Current Affairs. Coming up, vandalism a concern as infrastructure projects expand in Solomon Islands.
When you damage something, low infrastructure, believe me, you're costing every Solomon Islander.
Now we take a good look at rubbish and waste management. Where does our everyday household waste end up? Are we making any progress? And artificial intelligence in music is a rapid moving force that is altering how music is created, produced, and consumed. Are we transitioning from simply using AI for basic tasks like autotune to find future defined by generative AI, hyper-personalized auto and legal battles over artistic identity?
So if you know how to use AI as a tool, then by helping you a lot, to be honest.
People are streaming and playing more AI songs and not playing our original, songs where we've actually produced him, write him.
So the future of music of Solomon Islands look very beautiful.
And also coming up in sport, Solomon Islands to host Group A in OFC Women's World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah, squad's good. They're excited. They're ready to play.
Welcome to Tavuli News and Current Affairs, a special weekly Wednesday program. Now, the program brings you news and current affairs and stories of the week. I'm Jeremy Guao, and it's great to have you with us on this program. Now, first up on the program, by-election dates have been confirmed, with 15 April 2026 set for the joint by-election for Koviloko Ward in Isabel Province and West Baigu Fataleka Ward in Malaita Province. Now, a timeline has been set with 56 days remaining before Election Day. Now, these two vacant seats arose following the passing of late Frank Gregory Koutini of Koviloko Ward in Isabel Province and Daniel Swidani of West Baigu Ward in Malaita Province.
The elections will run jointly for these two wards. The returning officer for Koviloko Ward, Hubert Odikana, had established nomination center in Buala and nominated DFL Center Building as the nomination center. This is for candidates who wish to contest this Koviloko Ward seat by election for 2026. The returning officer for West Baigu Fataleka Ward, Sonia Fiumai, had established nomination center in Auki. The nomination center is in the Malaita Provincial Chamber, Room 2, as the nomination center for West Baigu and Fataleka Ward. This is for candidates who wish to contest these West Baigu Fataleka Ward elections in 2026.
This is the first by-election operations to be conducted by the Solomon Islands Electoral Commission after their office was destroyed by a major fire on 17 September 2025. Now, Jasper Highwood Anisi, the Chief Electoral Officer and Commissioner, stated that they are very optimistic about the operation in the coming weeks, with the total cost estimated at $1.8 million.
I think everything, in terms of looking forward, I think everything should be as normal as we used to have, because there is no difference, because most of the elections are conducted in the provinces and not with us. So that, I think the challenge is for us, the staff who are residing here, because it's a bit challenging for us. We don't have a permanent home, so everything we did is we're looking at temporary things.
Infrastructure development is expanding not only in the capital, Honiara, but also across the provinces. Now, however, vandalism of public infrastructure remains an ongoing concern in the Solomon Islands, affecting both the rural and urban communities. As the country invests in roads, bridges, wharves, schools, health facilities, and utilities, deliberate damage and neglect undermine development efforts and increase maintenance costs. This includes key infrastructures such as roads, bridges, and wharves. Now, the issue of vandalism comes into focus. Here's Lisa Osifelo with this report.
Infrastructure development takes centre stage in Honiara, with roadworks through the main CBD road highway and extending to the provinces. With millions of dollars pumped out to various projects in and around the country, giving a facelift, upgrading and managing the development of public roads, bridges, structures, airstrips and wharves. But vandalism seems to be a concern. Recently, the Ministry of Infrastructure Development issued a statement expressing the disappointment of damaged road signage in Malaita Province. Major infrastructure work in the country is a combination of grants and loans from donors, and therefore a responsibility of every taxpayer.
His misconception is that it's their money. In fact, it's not. We are borrowing. So every taxpayer in this country are paying for this infrastructure. There are aspects of grant and there are loan. So most of these big infrastructures is a combination of both there. A bit of grant, a bit of loan. So when you vandalize, when you damage something, low infrastructure believe me, you're costing every Somalilander. Like example, the one Kosaplo Koyo damage him. You know costing people of Koyo or people of Malaita. No, you're costing the whole country. When you vandalize something in Western Province, you're not spoiling infrastructure of Western Province here. No, the whole country. We're paying for that. Every money that we spend to rebuild or put up a new signage or to redo that infrastructure, do a new drain, is money out of our pockets.
The ministry says the damaged road signage plays a critical role in altering drivers and pedestrians to road conditions and hazards ahead, warning that vandalism of such infrastructure puts lives at risk and incurs additional costs.
We just finished 2 weeks ago the Su'u Bridge and Birra Bridge on South Road. 2 days later, our signs were vandalised. 2 days. Now, those signs, vandalism is not considered a defect. So they cannot be repaired under the contract unless these guys spend more money, which money is not falling out of the trees, on additional signs. So that's it. The sign's broken on day 2, that's it. The sign's broken forever.
The ministry says vandalism not only undermines public safety, but also sends a negative message that could threaten future infrastructure investments. Vandalism is a criminal behaviour and a major setback that could jeopardise future development projects. Public infrastructure belongs to the communities they serve and calls on residents to take pride in protecting infrastructure designed to improve safety, connectivity and economic activity.
So please take ownership of our infrastructure. Take responsibility for infrastructure because we're all paying for it. And if we continue to incur more costs, then that's a guarantee our children will still pay for it long after we are gone.
Lisa Fellow, Tavuli News.
Approximately 53,000 tons of waste are disposed of annually across the Solomon Islands. Of this amount, only about 960 tons are recovered through recycling or other diversion processes each year, representing less than 2%. Now, in the capital city, Honiara produces approximately 80 tons of solid waste per day. However, only around 59% is collected, with the remainder improperly dumped or burned. This raises the question, how far have we progressed in addressing waste management challenges? Even a simple act such as disposing of waste in appropriate place can contribute meaningfully to improving the situation. Here's Margaret Nwake with more.
Solomon Islands has implemented a nationwide ban on specific single-use plastic in March 2024 under the Environment Single-Use Plastic Ban Regulation 2023. The importation, manufacture, distribution and sale of plastic is prohibited. But rubbish disposal still remains a challenge and an eyesore, and in most instances it begins right from our very homes. What starts as a single piece of waste accumulates into heaps and piles scattered across our surroundings. It begins with the choices we make on how we collect and dispose of waste, whether it's inside or outside our homes. According to some residential areas, rubbish is supposed to be collected twice a week, sometimes only once, and most times no collection at all. In the meantime, piles of rubbish continue to grow, turning into heaps of waste that remains for days. These piles of rubbish begin to rot and spread an unpleasant smell through the community. This not only affects the environment, but also the families who live nearby. The sight and smell of rubbish is not pleasing at all. During heavy rains, waste then travels easily being washed down, clogging drains, roads, and ends up by the seashores in coastal areas. What begins as a small piece of rubbish or non-biodegradable waste ends up here. In 2022, the Honiara City Council was eyeing a new waste dump site. This was because the landfill at Ranadi reached its maximum capacity. But the Ranadi landfill dump site still remains today the primary, largely unseparated waste disposal site for the Honiara city, where huge volumes of waste is managed every day.
So from household bins, rubbish like this, an empty can of tuna. It is collected and carried through our streets until it finally arrives here at Ranadi dump site. It is a silent cycle reminding us that even the smallest act of responsibility can make a difference to the place we called home. But standing here, we must ask, who is responsible for waste management? More importantly, how can we be a solution to waste management? And so that rubbish like this ends up here at the dump site and not on the roads or on the streets. Margaret Nuake, Tavuli News.
Artificial intelligence is transforming how music is created, produced, distributed, and monetized. Now, from global streaming platforms to emerging Pacific artists and even local artists in Solomon Islands, AI is reshaping the industry at multiple levels. While AI tools assist with songwriting and mixing, it also raises concerns regarding potential job displacement for musicians, copyright and ownership issues, and the possible devaluation of human artistry. What does that mean for the future of Solomon Islands music industry? Our reporter Stephen Calmo files this story.
Not something that Solomon Island music industry is anticipating, but one that now brings uncertainty for the music producer and music artist to start thinking about the future of artificial intelligence or AI, which now become a new trend.
AI deals with something that is artificial, and it's imitating what's been done by so many artists for so many years now. Like AI is generated by thousands and thousands of different styles and genres in music, and so it covers a wide range of library blame and big, yeah.
Many local music producers are now using AI tools to create tracks in pidgin and indigenous language, incorporating traditional ways, beats, and culture elements for socialization and entertainment just by a single click.
For me, it's just another tool. You have to be smart on how to use it, how to make use of it. Let you be the artist, for example, yeah, and let it be your tool.
Reported advance of AI in Solomon Island music include increasing accessibility and creative possibility. Aspiring creators can produce high-quality song quickly and without the need for expensive equipment, allowing them to combine modern sound with island reggae, traditional rhymes, and local story.
Experience where we come through and all that is also hard work, yeah. You don't need a big budget, you don't need a proper studio, You don't need a professional engineer to master your songs. All these categories in music, AI have killed him now. I'm sorry doing for you.
This approach make music production more accessible and support the preservation and global sharing of cultural heritage by enabling the generation of tracks in Solomon Lagos.
How many years ago now, Melodium come out here? Yeah? AI just doing back now this time. That full of feeling, yeah? Me that is the game from AI. Was it true, hey? Tell me what you right. Yeah? Someone's not right. Was it that's an AI by himself. So you have to blame AI too. You not prompting me.
Artificial intelligence has raised how to use it among some artists. AI tools can produce polished music quickly and losing human feeling.
You just need to be smart, you know. Let AI use AI with regards to helping you as a starting point, you know.
I assure everyone that there is no harm in technology that available to you. It's just how you use it. Eh? Use it wisely, not to take you away too much from what is given to you, the creative part of yourself and the talent you have. So the future of music of Solomon Islands look very beautiful. So we have, I don't know, a lot now talents that are growing up from communities around Honiara, the provinces. We have all the tools there now for guiding what the future will look like. You know, so.
Some artists express the risk that widespread using of computer generating song could be reduce the presence of human perform music described as the human feeling and affect prevention of the automaticity and emotional connection linked to the human experience.
That full of feeling, yeah? And that will also compassionate thing where a song and give you hear live vocal, and actually I'm not there. So just thinking about it, this is a human being singing to me, and this is like a robot singing. What does the robot have that you don't have? So I think the robot there, actually I'm singing, but I'm not feeling.
They are also concerned that existing tracks by artists could be imitated or used to train AI models without permission, which may increase competition and impact income in an industry that is already limited in size.
Affecting the things of like people are streaming and playing more AI songs and not playing our original, songs where we actually produce him, write him, and compose him. So yes, I think that's one of the risks that we're looking with him, the AI music.
The way these scenes are managed will influence whether artificial intelligence primarily support an opportunity for the local talents and how music continues to reflect Solomon Island identity. Steven Kamwa, Tavuli News.
Sometimes side hobbies may seem unrelated to one's main career path, but with consistency and dedication, they can lead to significant opportunities. What began as a spare time activity has become a major milestone for Jared Clavett Davisi, who was named the winner of the Solomon Ports Authority's 70th anniversary logo competition. Competing against 50 other visual artists, Davisi demonstrated how passion and creativity can open unexpected doors, even for someone who had never envisioned a career in graphic design. We met with Jared Clavett Davisi to learn more about his inspiring journey and the meaning behind the motives featured in his winning logo design.
We never been winning kind of logo before, so not logo, but this kind of competition before, so really bara big something to us. Me bara film that this excitement also me lebih hard for what contain him too. Be humble that me say that Ostaka better than me. Ot been apply to design spot, but ot no make him true. So same, but me humble him na that me say that I may not be the best, but somehow me winning this whole competition. So what inspired this whole design is simply we just look through what pots of look for. I mean, we look for something hemba relate lo team lo potsia what na something wa usem bam stand out bam simple but him stand out him been taking me about a week here 1 week later after out him this for la announcement na me just looking so finding the time na barahat to mas only time we do edits no is during the night time so time finish work I go back but tight to but even though me tight me can no must push through must dim this one because he was in first one room so we must finish in first ever competition we take part in so must be determined yeah maybe I take part in few past competitions but me no complete yeah me just bail out because about but the pressure is too much yeah so we just bail out no so winning this competition him barawa he was in helped make him detour of future plans of him because what me started to become him bara completely apart from graphic design yeah, is to become an IT specialist a software engineer or something but after winning this competition he helped encourage me to delve deeper into graphic design starting a business or encourage other startups to take the same path. My advice to young artists and designers for this country is to go out there, you know, say away hide them talent. You go out there and show them what you can do. Yeah, you know they stay back no more. Then you can see if this one is not successful. No. Once you go out, then you actually show to those companies and stakeholders what you can do. Yeah, you just say away. Any doubt in yourself, no. People doubt in yourself, a small part, but we just say no. But for me gain experience if me keep cooked up inside the room, yeah. Me have to let them say what I can do. So my advice is get out there, no matter what people say, you keep busy, you keep doing what you do and not get discouraged simply because looking, yeah.
Congratulations again, Clive, and thank you for sharing your story with us. Please stay with me. After the break, we have sports. Welcome back in sports. Solomon Islands is set to host Group A of the second round of the OFC Women's World Cup qualifiers in Honiara next week from 26 February to 5th of March. The FIFA Women's World Cup qualifiers is the official regional tournament that determines which national teams advance to the FIFA Women's World Cup. For Solomon Islands, the qualifier provides a pathway to compete on the world stage against leading women's national teams. Countries compete within the regional confederations through group stages, matches, and knockouts round to secure qualification spot. However, the immediate focus is on the national women's team, which is preparing to take on the challenge. Speaking to Tavuli Sports head coach Daniel Barrett confirmed that the squad is currently in camp as preparation intensify ahead of the tournament. He added that the final team list will be confirmed soon, with squad expected to be trimmed to 23 players.
To try and gain selection into the squad. Also myself, just making sure that the final 23 players that we select, make sure that we have lots of flexibility in games. So we've got all areas covered if needed. So I certainly won't be rushing into any of those decisions. We'll go right to the end, and when the list is required, we'll give the list. They've worked really hard on their physical conditioning as well. It's been a tough camp. And now we're just starting to wind down and get them ready for the first game. We've done everything we can to try and get these girls prepared and ready. And when we take the pitch, it's up to them then. They'll go out there and do their best for their country. They'll always give their best. And the goal is, if we can qualify to go play in New Zealand in the semi-final, that would be fantastic.
Group A features New Zealand, Samoa, Solomon Islands, and the winner of the round 1 preliminary playoffs. Group B will take place in Fiji with Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu, Fiji, and New Caledonia all competing for a place in round 3. Now, the format will see the top 2 teams from each group advance to the semi-finals. Round 3, including the semi-finals and final, will be held in New Zealand from 7th to 18 April 2026. with the two finalists set to compete for a spot at the FIFA Women's World Cup. The winner will qualify directly for Brazil, while the runner-up will enter the FIFA Intercontinental Playoff. We wish our Solomon Islands national women's team the very best of luck. And that concludes our Tavuli News and Current Affairs program. But just before I go, Australia's Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles made a visit this week to Honiara to openly discuss further opportunities for the economy, development and security cooperation. As part of Australia's support under the Defence Cooperation Programme, initiatives include the refurbished Outer Wharf electricity upgrade for the Maritime Force headquarters and a refurbished Leaf Hut complete last January.
A symbol of the friendship and the partnership between Solomon Islands and Australia, because they demonstrate that in the most difficult and darkest of moments, both of our countries stand shoulder to shoulder with each other. And in those moments, we respond, we repair, we rebuild, and together we face the future.
That's the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Defence of Australia, Richard Marles. And also this week, the Dangerous Drugs Amendment Bill 2025 number 9 of 2025 proposed to increase the maximum penalty for certain drugs offences to a fine up to 15,000 penalty units, life imprisonment or both. Introduced by Dr. Paul Popora Bosawai, the amendment aims to strengthen penalties under Section 39 of the Dangerous Drugs Act, Cap 98, and will take on effect on a date appointed by the Minister. And that's it. And if you missed any of our stories, you can still revisit them on our social media platform. That's on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. This is Tavuli News and Current Affairs Special every Wednesday. Join us again same time next week. I'm Jeremy Gual for Tavuli News and Current Affairs. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.